For our first grammar question in this module, I notice immediately that some of the choices involve some pretty strong punctuation marks. We've got a period, we've got a colon. Periods, obviously we know, separate two complete sentences, but just as a reminder, what a colon is going to do is it's going to start with a complete sentence, then we have some flexibility for what comes after. It could be another sentence, it could be just one word or a phrase that doesn't need to stand alone as its own sentence, but regardless, we've got that requirement for both choices B and D that we need to have a complete sentence before we get to that punctuation mark. So let's just read it and see, does it sound like a complete sentence? Fans of science fiction will appreciate. Appreciate what, right? That word requires us to kind of keep going. They appreciate something. So to just stop there already feels weird. We want to continue. We want to continue with that idea. And if we do, I think it sounds much better. Fans of science fiction will appreciate multiple references to classic sci-fi stories in Janelle Monáe's song lyrics, including her recurring nods to the plot of the 1927 sci-fi film Metropolis. So yeah, we definitely don't want these strong punctuation marks here. And then the real choice is, do we need a comma? Well, when I read that, did it sound like we were pausing or breaking the sentence in any way at that point? Fans of science fiction will appreciate the multiple references to classic sci-fi stories. No, that just sounds like a complete flowing idea. So this is going to happen sometimes. On punctuation questions, a lot of times what they're going to do is try to bully you into using punctuation just because 3 of the choices will include it. And you'll be like, oh, I don't know how to use commas, but I don't know, this feels like a place where we could put one. No, don't think like that. Yes, you can think of commas as pauses. And here, I don't think when we read this in our heads, we are pausing. But more importantly, a comma is a break in the sentence. Is there any reason to take a break there? No, there is a reason to take a break where they put a comma later on, because this entire ending portion here is just an extra clause. Notice that when I read it out loud and stop there, it sounds like we could have just stopped there. The sentence could have ended. Fans of science fiction will appreciate the multiple references to classic sci-fi stories in Janelle Monáe's song lyrics. Right? We could just stop there. And so there's a good example of how a comma is allowing us then to add on more information. It's extra information. It's not necessary for this to be a grammatically correct sentence, but if we are going to add it on, we're going to use a comma to show that break. That's what commas really do, but sometimes we don't need any break. It's just a free-flowing idea, so don't be afraid to pick a no punctuation choice if you do not think there's any reason to use punctuation.